Yo, welcome back to episode number 83 of the Hulaham Hour and our tight end special. What's up, Nick?
Oh, I'm just being like the veteran NFL players, just showing up today.
That was today, huh?
Yeah.
Legit. Yeah, we're getting into tight ends today, so let's kick it. Wow! Nick was a ninja last week. I'm a ninja this week. All right, so interesting enough, before we came out here to start filming, I was watching a video on a guy going over this whole 3 tight end formation, and how no one can stop it. And Seattle pretty much won the Super Bowl using this formation last year. And he had a bunch of really good points. Tight ends are becoming more and more relevant every single year. Guess how many were drafted in this year's draft, Nick?
I'm going to go with 5.
22.
Really?
22 tight ends in this year's draft, tied for the most ever.
So 5 are the only ones we've ever heard of.
I think that said there were 7 in the first round.
Well, I know Sadiq was up there for sure.
It's pretty
tight ends
crazy.
aren't what they used to be.
They're not. They, they're a lot more athletic. To be honest with you, in today's NFL, I think Calvin Johnson would have made a better tight end than a wide receiver. Just from the fact of how large he was and could actually block and stuff. It's just wild to think about. But tight ends have come a long way. And it's make or break with tight ends in fantasy football, in my opinion. I went against my better judgment last year and took Travis Kelce, but worked out. So let's dive right in here and get to going. But I think we said before that, I know I said last week that it's almost unarguably who the number 1 wide receiver was, and we didn't argue about it, but we both didn't agree. I think we both can say who we know the number 1 tight end this year is.
I also find that fucking debatable because you can put Brock Bowers and Trey McBride's production fucking neck to neck.
Neck to neck. Agreed. And you want to know what I find wildly hilarious is both these teams are ass.
Well, that's why they get the ball so much. They're dropping back 60 times a game.
So, number 1 on this list is Trey McBride.
I had him last year, and he was a monster.
He is a beast. And if Carson Beck is their starter and build some chemistry with the guy, I think it could be dangerous. But again, he's going to be, we stole Petzig, so he's in another offensive system, and, we'll see how that works out. Who knows?
But rookies seem to rely on the tight ends more than anything. They love that giant target in the middle of the field.
Yeah, the giant target that's, right in front of them.
And it's probably a little bit easier for them because he's not running a 4.3 40. I mean, they aren't that much slower, but it makes a huge difference.
It does. It truly does.
You don't have to lead them as much. You can more hit them in the numbers.
Yeah. But again, where do you personally draft a tight end?
It's kind of hard to judge because it just depends on how your boards fall. We've had some really fucked up boards where people started going rounds ahead of where we thought.
Well, yeah, because it seems like the trickle effect happens. Someone takes a quarterback and then everybody takes a quarterback. Someone takes a tight end and then everybody takes a tight end. I've always been one. I'm running back unless I get an opportunity to get a Justin Jefferson or a Jamar Chase. And I like that better than the running back, but I typically go running back, wide receiver. And then if I feel like there's a top 5 tight end that's still available in the 4th or 5th round, then I'll snag him then. But again, this kind of goes into, you have your top 3 tight ends, but then 4 down, there's not a big enough point differential between a better player and a worse player for it to merit such a high draft pick.
I kind of look at the board, when you're looking at running backs, wide receivers, I look at the actual output. And then, if I go, okay, I look at what's available and go, well, fuck, this guy ain't much better than what I would draft for a tight end, Well, maybe now is the time to go.
Yep.
I can have the tight end make up because everybody's already off the board that I wanted.
Do you roll with 2 tight ends, or do you just have one, and then when you have a bye, you just pick one up?
I usually roll with one, and then I am on the hunt immediately in the late rounds for somebody sitting around that could be potential.
Yeah, I always roll with 2. I always draft 2. Just always stuck to my guns on that. It's just nice to have a backup. And then, like, for example, one year I drafted Mark Andrews, and he couldn't catch a ball to save his fucking life. And it was a total wasted draft pick, but I ended up, I think that was like LaPorta's rookie year. And I had him, and he ended up going off, and so I just benched Mark Andrews all year. So,
and some of them, like you said, there's so many rookies coming in this year. That's such a crapshoot drafting rookies.
It really is. Yeah,
like,
it really is.
Kenyon Sadiq, like, athletic wise, he's ran the quickest 40 time ever for tight ends. Like, he's a freak. But can he block worth his shit? And is he actually going to be in there every play? Because that's the one thing about tight ends. Like, you have to be able to at least sell the block. Like, that's what makes the great ones open all the time. Everybody thinks they're blocking, and then they just break off in the middle, and they're wide the fuck open.
Yeah. All right. So, yeah, we got Trey McBride at 1. Brock Bowers is in at 2. It's definitely, like you said, it's arguably, you could flip-flop those 2 all day long.
Because Bowers healthy. Yeah, he was hurt a little bit last year, but them 2 both healthy. I mean, fuck, they're both great.
Yep. Agreed. I'm not, he's still really good. Don't get me wrong, but I find this one a little difficult to. They got George Kittle at 3. He again's not been healthy the last few seasons. He seemed to just have time off the field. But he, arguably is the best, like the most explosive yards after catch tight end in the league by a lot. But really, I feel like the reason that I would disagree with him being number 3 is his entire week, every week depends, for fantasy football, depends on him scoring a touchdown. And that does not happen every week. He's going to get you 5 or 6 catches for, 70 yards. But in the grand scheme of having a really elite tight end for scoring in fantasy football, it just hasn't been there for me. So
I personally think they got him at 3 because of the Mike Evans acquisition. They think he's going to be freed up more. And red zone wise, you have to guard Mike Evans. So I think it's going to free him up quite a bit as long as the 2 of them can stay on the field.
Yeah.
That's the only reason I could see him being at 3, though. They think Mike Evans is going to draw that much attention away from him.
Well, this list, I'm going to pull up a different one because, again, this list is... God, I'm so over shit, dude. Tech can suck it. All right, let me just pull up. Okay, here we go. All right, well, yeah, because see, now I pulled, yeah, we're going to start over, and I'm just going to use this because this fucking list is ridiculous. I cannot believe how ignorantly fucking stupid this other thing is.
No, we probably don't have to start over much because it's probably going to be the same.
I just called it a fucker, and it did what I wanted. So, all right, I think this is a much better list. All right, number 3, on both of these lists that I have pulled up now is Colston Loveland from the Bears. I agree with that because I don't think Caleb Williams can throw the ball very far unless it's a Hail Mary and he gets fucking lucky. He is a good tight end.
And they just got rid of DJ Moore. Mm-hmm. Maybe they're thinking his role increases even more.
Yeah, it says here he functions more almost as a large slot receiver than a traditional tight end. I agree with that. right, man. This did just, I think. Oh, it almost did. No, okay. We got a little bit of discretions between my two lists here, but this list looks much, much, much better. Yeah, much, much, much better. Okay. Number 4, got Tyler Warren, the Colts. Again, it's dependent upon who's chucking him the foot, dude.
I don't think it matters. No? He runs short crossing routes. He's going to be there all day. That's another one. Like, any QB is just going to find him as a safety blanket.
Yeah. I really hope Daniel Jones plays again. You know, I mean, I think he will. It's just a matter of when. Yeah, did you hear Patrick Mahomes? I think it's today. He got cleared to play week 1.
Oh, shocker.
But, dude, how come he just seems to heal from shit 5 times faster than anybody else?
Yeah, there's a lot of guys, man. They just apparently have the right doctors. So they're doing some shit that... Well, now the Achilles used to be a full-blown year, and you see people come back in 8-9 months. It's like, what?
Yeah, it's crazy.
And granted, Jones was an Achilles and Mahomes was an ACL, which the ACL is definitely a lot quicker than the Achilles.
Yeah. All right. This is where my list starts to decipher a little bit from itself. But number 6 on this other list I generated, we got our boy Sammy LaPorta. You know, definitely a down year last year. He was hurt a little bit, wasn't he?
Yeah, not much though. But
not much, but he definitely just had a regression year last year. I have a feeling he's going to bounce back. Definitely one of the brighter, younger, future tight ends in this league still. Just as long as if he has one more bum year that we don't offload him to someplace else and he goes the fuck off like we have with every other tight end that we've ever had ever in the history.
We're totally going to sell him to Minnesota, just like we did Hockenson.
Yeah. God, morons. Yeah. Yeah, and I'm hoping that they can get him more involved outside of the end zone because really, like, one of the downfalls for him for fantasy last year is he didn't score a lot of touchdowns like he did the year before. And that was what really kind of kept him out. So, yeah. Oh, yeah, there it is. Okay. I'm going to say, like, what the hell? All right. Oh, I skipped 5. Whoops. My bad. But that's okay. It was just Packers. But Tucker Kraft came in at 5 before Sam LaPorta. I was like, wait a minute. I'm missing something here. It's like, wait a minute. Tucker Kraft scored.
Talk about the Packers. I understand.
Whole bunch of points for me. But yeah, fuck the Packers. All right. Number 7, we got Kyle Pitts, senior. You know, because we get him confused with the rest of the Kyle Pitts of the world.
And just infant, you know, we mix them up a lot.
I've just never understood the hype train behind Kyle Pitts. Like, I'm not taking nothing from him as a player, but has he had an explosive year since he's been in the league?
He shows flashes, but I don't know if it's as much him based as that offense.
Yeah, and then now with him having 2 guys that if you put their IQs together still wouldn't be the IQ of a regular quarterback in the NFL. I just don't know, man. I just really don't.
Maybe they can trade body parts, you know, make one whole quarterback.
That's more injury prone than both of them on their own.
Take like Tua's ACL, give it to Penix, you know.
Oh, Jesus. All right, moving right along here.
There's probably no debate on Tua's head, though. He's got to keep that.
Who is this?
Who?
Harold Fannin Jr.?
Yeah, plays for the Browns.
Yes, okay. I just don't have him. Okay, let's put it this way. He's number 8 on this list that I had generated. And he's not on. Oh, no, he is right there. Okay, never mind. All right.
You just never know with the Browns QB room what shit show's showing up.
That's exactly where I was going with this. Like, the quarterback play is total. I mean, look at, like, David Njoku is a freaking monster and was so underutilized in Cleveland. And now that he's on another team, where did he go?
I wonder if they had to remove all the like massage tables off the sidelines.
Yeah. Joku, did he not even make this list?
Probably
Oh,
not.
no, he didn't. Damn. Oh, okay. They went to the Chargers. That's right. They got him at 28 on Fantasy Pros, and they don't have him ranked on my list of 32. Pretty crazy. Okay. Anyways, getting ahead of myself here. 9. Yeah, this is a much better spot, I think, for George Kittle to land at 9. Yeah. He is getting older. It's crazy to say. But again, with you say, with Mike Evans maybe opening up the field a little bit more for him, maybe it'll benefit him. We'll see.
Yeah, they've never really had a true number 1 there.
No, and they do now. Number 10, got Mark Andrews. I still think that's a little high for him. I really do.
I don't know. It depends on which Mark Andrews is going to be this year with a new coordinator and everything.
Did they trade Likely?
Year. Yeah, he left and went to the Giants, I think.
That's what I thought. Okay.
Yeah, I'm almost positive he went to. I think
so. He's back to being like a, not sharing time and all that shit. So maybe that's why.
Well, second half of the season, Mark Andrews was great. First half of the season was maybe 1 catch a game.
Yeah, it's rough. Number 11 got Dalton Kincaid out of Buffalo. We'll see again. They added another really good receiver, and we'll see if it helps him or regresses him. But yeah, it's such a crapshoot with the Bills with how much they run the football. So
I personally don't think his production is going to change because Josh Allen, when he does throw, loves his tight ends. That's not going to change.
Yeah.
Like he's got some receivers now, but as we've seen, he doesn't seem to trust any of his receivers. So we'll see if he can finally trust one.
Yeah. 12, they got Travis Kelce. He's 36 now. He's got 1 year on his contract. I don't know, man. We'll see. I'm just, yeah.
I mean the production won't be what it was, but if you had him as a backup, it wouldn't be a bad idea.
Nope. But again, at 12, that means he is the last tight end 1.
Yeah, somebody will pull something out of their ass. Some other tight end will go off.
Yep. All right, 13, we got Isaiah Likely with the Giants. Now, he's not going to be in so much of a new scheme with Jim Harbaugh, but it will be in a sense because Jim Harbaugh is not just like erasing the Ravens logo on the front of his playbook and fucking putting the Giants one on it. He's going to have to come up with new terms and new all this shit. So, definitely going to be a learning curve for him, but cool to see that, Jim took him with him, or John, or whatever. Yeah, John. One of those fucking brothers. All right, 14, and I think a very heavy sleeper. If he can continue doing what he's doing down there in Texas, but Jake Ferguson, he had a very outstanding career or season last year, and helped me again with that. So he was my number 2 to Travis. So I believe I could be wrong on that one. I might only rolled with 1 tight end on that league. We have like 2 less bench spots in that other league, so it's tough. You can't, I've got to cut ties with some of my normal tactics. All right. Oh yeah, did the Chargers? Is this Gadsden for the Chargers? Is he a rookie?
No.
Well, they got him last year. They got him ranked like what?
We're gonna have to edit this, bud. Oh my god, I'm gonna shit my pants.
All right. Well, while Nick shits, and I'm definitely not editing this out. We're gonna keep going. Oh, does this count as Nick dropping off? Let me know. Let me know in the comments. Brian, give me your take. Yeah, now that I remember this, yeah, Gadsden, yeah, he just has to get on the field more. Yeah. I'm going to make fun of Nick here for a minute, but last week I was in the same scenario and I actually made it through the episode. I was a little uncomfortable, but I made it through. So, all right. We're just going to keep on keeping on. All right. Another really solid potential sleeper that I still consider a tight end one that for some reason these guys have down at 16, but that's Dallas Goedert with the Eagles. He's very touchdown dependent, but if he gets his touchdown plus, and with AJ Brown leaving, very, very, very high probability that he's going to see some more targets. So keep Dallas Goedert in the back of the pocket. Yeah, let's see. Ooh, yeah, big difference here. All right, we've got Sequid, or Sedquid, or Sedic. I'm saying this so wrong. Nick will correct me when he's back. Yeah, he really's built like a tank. I think he's going to come in and make an immediate impact with the Jets. I believe that's who they drafted as a rookie. Yep, it is. Yeah, I think he can make an immediate impact and I know oh god. The hell's the name of their quarterback? Oh shit, I'm drawing a blank. Anyways, should be good. All right, moving along. 18, got Hunter Henry. He's got a lot of chemistry with Drake May. Very trusted option, especially near the goal line. But again, leaves his standards for high scoring in fantasy dependent upon a touchdown. And they're coming off the Super Bowl hangover, the Super Bowl hangover of losing the Super Bowl. So definitely some question marks there. But, with Drake May adding another number one receiver, it could open up the field more. There's so many what ifs with this Patriots team coming into this next year. It's really, the Mike Vrabel drama with just all sorts of stuff. It's going to be an interesting year in New England, to say the least. Yeah, because if AJ Brown can really open up the field, that it's going to open up a whole lot more opportunities for Mr. Henry. Yeah. All right. Keeping on. 19, we got Brenton Strange with the Jags. Crazy athleticism. He has an opportunity now to become the tight end in Jacksonville. But he's still shaky, and we're going to have to see with time if him and Trevor can build some more chemistry and really take that next step. But yeah, let us know who you feel like is your best sleeper tight end in the comments. We'd really love to hear from you. Just want to take a second and thank some. We've been having a little uptick in our subs again. I just want to say thank you to everybody on that front. It's been a wild ride for us. Been a lot of fun, and we're going to continue having fun here. Fantasy football is going to be here before we know it. I think we're only. Let's see. Let's take a look. Fantasy 36 days. Oh my God. We're almost a month away from our drafts. NFL Red Zone starts in 46 days. We're going to be in full swing of football before you know it. Okay. Nick must have had some of that lettuce that's going around. Gross. All right. I am going to totally butcher this name. So I'm going to look it up. How do you say that?
She was in shouting cheek.
Cuono. Okay. Yeah, anyways, he is Shig, as his nickname says, tight end for the Washington Commanders. Jaden Daniels can stay healthy. It's really going to help everything, I believe, with his career there in Washington. But they also have a couple other tight ends, and he's going to need to separate himself from the rest of them, and he wants to see more playing time. So we'll see if he can do that. Another potential sleeper, just depending upon who's playing quarterback in Minnesota, is TJ Hockenson. He's just, he was a solid guy for us in Detroit. Went to Minnesota, and hey, how'd it go?
Wonderful.
Good, because I'm not editing that out. All right. All right. Continue. I was making fun of you, though, while you were gone. I'm like, dude, I had to freaking pinch one off like all week last week. I was so uncomfortable, but I made it through. Bitch.
You know what, though? That was Taco Bell for lunch.
That was Taco Bell. I had mangoes. Maybe you should have had real authentic Mexican. That's the problem.
Yeah, I could have delayed that for maybe another hour.
Yeah, all good. All good. Anyways, I made it through like 4 or 5 other ones. Hey, how do you pronounce the tight end's name for the Commanders?
For the Commanders?
Yep.
What to start with? I'm trying to think.
It's like Chig Okonkwo.
Okonkwo?
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, there you go. I was afraid to say it 3 times in a row and have like him show up in my house. Like that would have been.
He's standing behind you. What are you talking about?
Ah! All right. I was at 21 with TJ Hockenson. If Kyler Murray plays and plays well,
you mean when Kyler Murray starts?
I know, but if that does happen, it could open up TJ Hockenson a ton, big time. So.
Oh yeah. I expect everybody on that team under Kyler Murray to have a way better year. Unfortunately.
Yeah, unfortunately, he's right. I love that the Lions get good when everybody else fucking does. I've said that a million times, and I'll say it a million more. So
they pulled JJ early, and I don't know. I had a lot of questions where they drafted him, and I love Michigan.
Yep, me too. I was watching this thing. This stand-up comedian was talking about that he used to play high school football against the high school that J.J. McCarthy played for. And he goes, just to put in perspective how good he was in comparison to how terrible I was, at halftime he had 4 touchdowns and I had 4 interceptions. Yeah. All right, moving along. Juwan Johnson of the Saints comes in at 22. If Shook steps up and really starts operating that offense in a professional manner, could be another sleeper here.
Yeah, he's got like 5 good years left because he's already old as fuck in his second year.
Yeah, it's my sophomore season. I'm 46.
I'm retired. How many years did you play? 4, because I came out when I was 27.
Yeah, and you want to know something even funnier? Like, could you imagine if he would have been doing this during the NIL thing? He'd probably still be in college.
Well, they are passing. I saw some things. There's only 5 years of eligibility, no matter what.
Yep. Well, they need to actually like put an age cap on it too.
I'm good with the 5 years. I'm fine with that as long as you have a limit. I don't care.
Yeah, but if you redshirt and then, you know what I mean? Like you can still be 25, 26 playing college level ball. It's just.
Well, 5 years would be 22, 23.
If you don't redshirt for a year too.
It's 5 years regardless of your redshirt.
Okay. Well, we'll see.
That's the new thing they're trying to do. So it's not so hit and miss. Well, this guy can, this guy can't. Mm-hmm. Just 5 years and you're done.
Yep. All right. 23, we got Pat Freiermuth. Solid option. Always has been. But with Aaron Rodgers chucking in the ball, fucking who knows?
Well, it's a good thing, though, because Rodgers don't throw it more than 10 yards. So there's Freiermuth.
Yeah. There's a lot of really... Tight end is such an eclectic position because, 24 is Dalton Schultz. He's an elite tight end in this league. He's just not been as good so far the last few years because C.J. Stroud's been a little down. You know,
And
he
he's been hurt a
definitely
lot.
has a high ceiling, but it's just because of all of the receiving options that CJ Stroud has, he becomes a third or a fourth option almost every single play. So I got Ferguson from the Rams at 25.
Anybody behind Stafford, has a chance of doing stuff.
Yeah. They're kind of trying to look at him to be their long-term tight end solution. But he needs to separate himself, in order to get that full-time role, or he's never going to get it. All right. 26, we got Hulaham from the Titans.
I'm really curious to see that offense this year.
What's that?
I'm really curious to honestly see that offense this year with Carnell Tate and a couple other weapons. I'm just curious.
Yeah, because,
can pull it together.
He has room to really get in a high volume of catches because they don't really have a receiving room like a lot of the other teams in this league. But we'll just have to see.
I figure with Wan'Dale Robinson, Carnell Tate, maybe the offense can do something.
Right.
Anything. I don't know if they're going to be able to block. That was their problem. They have people running routes.
I think Cam Ward comes out and calls himself ass after week 4 when they're 0-4 again.
Dude, I love Cam Ward's interviews. He is not shy, and he does not sugarcoat it.
Dude, he doesn't sugarcoat a damn thing. He to be honest with you, a lot of people kind of took it as like arrogance last year. I didn't. I took it as him literally taking responsibility for everyone around him and being like and saying what everybody wants to say.
Yeah, he's like, we fucking suck.
Yeah.
It is what it is. We're getting better.
Keep it a buck, we ass. Keep it a buck, we ass.
Like, they all know it. When you go out and lose every week, like, it's kind of known.
Yep. All right. 27, we got A.J. Barner from the Seattle Seahawks. Going to kind of powerhouse around these last few here. 28, we got Cade Otton out of Tampa. Again, I got a feeling Baker's going to play, but, if he doesn't, then I take him out of the top 32 completely.
Oh, yeah.
I got Mike Gesicki on the Bengals. Got Greg Dulcich with the Dolphins. Colby Parkinson with the Rams that I was talking about, the competition between him and Ferguson. And then you got Theo Johnson with the New York Giants. He's going to be going up against Likely.
I think Likely gets the majority of those.
I do too. Snaps. And then I got a list of these players that just fell outside of the top 32. David Njoku, as we mentioned earlier, Evan Ingram, Darnell Washington, who is just a friggin' monster. He needs to play like offensive line.
No, I love it.
Eli Stowers, whatever. Dawson Knox, Mason Taylor, Elijah, Cole Clement.
They didn't have Sadiq on that list at all then? Or was that when I was gone?
That was when you were gone. That rookie from Oregon?
Yeah.
Yeah. They had him at... You said, 17. Kenyon or whatever, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
He's a freak athlete. I'm just curious how he translates in the NFL.
Yeah, Geno Smith. I just drawing a blank on their quarterback. Yeah, it's Geno Smith, now that you're back. If he actually
he wanted to go back to New York so they can ruin his career for a second time.
Yeah. So, yeah. That's going to wrap up our top 32 list here of tight ends for fantasy football. Take your notes. Write them down and bring them to your drafts because you're going to need help. All the help you can get. All right. I guess that's going to wrap up our football talk. We got a couple major sporting events that concluded since we last spoke. That being one in the World Cup. Congratulations goes to Spain as they outlasted Argentina by the hairs on their chin. To be honest, I really am convinced that, Argentina getting that red card was really the main reason Spain ended up winning that game. But
not at all. Spain should have won that many times.
Spain should have won that 1,000 times over because didn't Argentina only have one shot on goal all game?
0. They had 2 shots, none on net.
Yeah, 2
Spain
shots.
Spain had 20 shots and 15 of them were on net.
Yeah, it was kind of a snooze fest of a game, if I'm being honest. Where the third place game with 10 goals scored, that shit was awesome. That shit was wild, but whatever. Anyways, congratulations goes out to Spain. And in 4 more years, we'll watch the United States probably not even make it out of the first round. So
Still kind of wild though. Spain has not lost since 2024.
Yeah, it's nuts. It's
like that's
crazy.
fucking stupid. I think the record before that was 27-9-0. So 9 draws, no losses since 2024.
Yeah.
That's just nuts.
Yep. All right. And shout out to Ryan Fox for winning the Open. What a birdie putt to clinch it, huh?
Oh, dude, he came in strong. It was cool to see him take it.
Yeah, and he's got that Ludwig Oberg freaking quickness to him and stuff, but it's cool to see him get his first major at 39 years old. That's really difficult to do.
That was his first win.
First win period, huh? That's awesome. Anyways, Cam Young coming in so close that Cam Young is knocking on the doorstep of taking Scotty Scheffler's #1 player spot here soon, in my opinion. He's just been playing golf. He's been placing higher than Scotty. He placed higher than Scotty in this tournament. He placed higher than Scotty in the last major. We're seeing Cam Young do some really cool shit. Really exciting to play him. And for him to go 6 under on the final round of the day, like one of the best rounds, if not the best round on the day, looks like that was the best round on the day. Yeah, it was. Good for him. We're going to be watching him for a long time to come. So,
dude, my hero so far this year is Sam Burns.
Yeah,
if he could get his Sundays figured out, man, he's been in contention going into Sunday.
Yeah, he was 10 under and then went 2 over on the last round.
And he's been a few other tournaments that he dropped. I think the players he dropped out after the 3rd round. So if he can get his Sundays together, that's another one who's playing some really good golf.
Yep. That is for sure. Okay, I think
Scotty was giving him advice.
Yeah.
Well, they're best friends, Scotty and Sam. They went to college together, everything.
Yep.
So he was asking him, how you deal with Sundays, and Scotty told him, chill, man.
Yep, that's all you can do.
Yeah, apparently it didn't work. He shot fucking 2 over.
Yeah.
Apparently he chilled a little too much.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think that's going to wrap us up this week. So with that being said, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Let us know how wrong all of our predictions are in the comments. And with that being said, we're Hulaham the fuck out of here.